this place like a pressure cooker tonight. Green in the white shorts, the young master of the quick finish. And the lean, swarthy figure of the Frenchman, Jean-Baptiste Piedvache, the pride of Paris. Green has sold over £13,000 worth of tickets for this fight. There are some 4,000 of his supporters here from Chatteris, and yet the Frenchman too seems to have tremendous support. The tricolour has been flying from all parts of the Albert Hall. The build-up, the atmosphere to this fight has been like that of a world championship. In fact, it's for the vacant European light welterweight title. Green, the man who's never lost a professional fight, and Piedvache, the man who's only lost 1 out of 40. Green makes his usual brisk and confident and aggressive start. He's got him with a right hand. The Frenchman shakes. He quivered. The tricolour was very nearly at half-mast at that point. That left is thudding into the Frenchman's face. Dapper, silver-haired German referee, Kurt Hallbach. Piedvache has recovered. It's a slightly more controlled Green than we've sometimes seen. Fully conscious he might have to go 15 rounds. But a good bright opening from Green, although that left of Piedvache might give him trouble. Well, it very nearly all happened for Green there in the first round. It certainly looked as though Piedvache might be crumbling right there and then. It was a good right hand, came sailing over the top of the high guard, and he very nearly went. But he recovered well. There'll be lots of left hand from Piedvache. He knows the menace of the right hand of Green now, and he'll be trying to keep the British champion away from him. That was wild from Green. Piedvache, the more eager of the two to attack. Good even round. Thudding right hand into the ribs of Piedvache. You could hear it right down here at the ringside. There's a red blotch at the side of Piedvache's body where it landed. Well, that was nowhere near the confident opening round that Green had, but once or twice he thudded punches in there that looked very dangerous indeed, but at the same time he had to take quite a few from Piedvache, who was putting together some good two-handed attacks. So he's no pushover, the Frenchman. Round 3. Just see if Green uses that right hand more this time. He certainly seemed to be saving it a lot in the second round, and one remembers that he did knock it up a little bit in his last fight, which was only a matter of weeks ago, Wembley against Jimmy Hare, and he did slightly damage it. Might just be giving him a few pains, and he's saving it. Certainly boxing him one-handed at the moment. Frenchman, with great, dark, craggy eyebrows that have been cut once or twice in fights. The Frenchman's left eye looks as though it might be just half shut. He's certainly got a bruise coming up over the left eye, Piedvache. Interesting that Green is foregoing the all-out ferocity that we've seen so often and is controlling this at the moment with better boxing than Piedvache. A sign of the talents of this young man from Cambridgeshire who can fight so well and now showing that he can box well as well. And Eric Boone, the other great little fighter of pre-war years from the same Cambridgeshire town of Chatteris, must be proud of Green because he's at the ringside watching this. That was a very good round indeed for David Green. Controlled it all the way through with better boxing. And there's already signs of damage on the Frenchman's face on the left eye.
Seconds out. Round 4.
This is a title that Britain has never won. And in fact, only one other Briton has ever fought for it, and that was Des Ray. And that was back in 1968, and he was stopped by the Italian Bruno Arcari in San Remo. Piedvache moving first this way and then that. But Green gets to him. And gets to him everywhere. That stabbing left hand of the Frenchman's not a very effectual weapon at the moment. He can't keep Green away with it. Good right from Green. Not throwing it too often. When he does, it looks dangerous.
Stop!
Kurt Hallback telling Piedvache not to hold. Piedvache showing that he's made of pretty stern stuff. He's taken some of Green's best punches in these early rounds. And although he looked as though he might fold in the first, he's managed to get back a bit. Green pulling his man on. Really is very hard indeed to hear the bell here in the Albert Hall. Piedvache's left eye now looking to me as though it's almost shut. So he's got his problems, having to box one-eyed against a good puncher who comes at you from either side. Piedvache putting together some quite good attacks with two hands here. Those long arms of his finding their way through. character, everything being put to the test now. And Green suddenly finds himself probably taking more punches and more punishment than he ever has done as a pro. This is the best round Piedvache has had by a long way. One good right hand produced at the end by Green. But it was only one of many coming the other way. So you have to mark that one down.
Dave, Piedvache was badly bruised around the left eye. How did you feel things were going at this stage?
Well, no doubt about it, he was the toughest fighter today, and I could see why he won 40 fights out of 41. You know, he's a good fighter.
There's been some intense work with the ice bag done on that left eye of Piedvache's. And there were signs at the end of that previous round that he might just be beginning to go, just losing heart a little bit with that almost insuperable handicap. It's the side where Green throws his right hand. That was a good left hand. It almost went through Piedvache. But you've got to hand it to him. He does recover well from those sort of things. A lot of continental fighters have folded under that sort of attack from Green in the past. This man is made of sterner stuff. That left hand now beginning to jolt the head of the Frenchman back every time he throws it. Durable, the Frenchman. Green can't get rid of him. Green mounts another big attack towards the end of the eighth. Piedvache is still there with him.
Seconds out. Round 9.
So this fight begins to look very much as though it might just go all the way if Piedvache can continue to take the punches that Green throws. Once or twice Piedvache has looked as though he might be on his way out, and then astonishingly he finds new strength from somewhere and trades punch for punch, even though he can see only from one eye, the right eye. Green's right eye, which looked a little puffy earlier, now looks slightly worse. And he's bleeding again from the nose. So the signs beginning to appear on the British champion's face of just what a hard battle this is. And it's by no means over yet. From Piedvache, two of the best punches he's thrown throughout the fight, and Green backing up once again. This Frenchman still managing to put together some good attacks despite all he's taken, despite the damage to his left eye. So Green's boxing ability now is going to be really tested, because it doesn't look as though Green's got the punch with which to put him down. He very nearly did it in the first and has never looked quite as successful again. So now he's going to have to stand and box it. Now the rounds begin to look desperately even. And Green finds himself faced with a man who looked rather frail at the start, but the thin man from France showing quite astonishing durability. But I think he's had enough. He's given it up. He couldn't go any further. So, David Boy Green of Chatteris is the light welterweight champion of Europe in his 22nd professional fight, and he might just be one of the most surprised people in this Albert Hall, because the going was looking tough, and then suddenly the title was handed to him by Piedvache, and you can hardly blame the Frenchman for that. He could only see out of one eye. He leaves Green crying in the ring, crying with happiness on the shoulder of manager Andy Smith, who now has two European champions, Joe Bugner and Dave Green, and no British-based boxing manager has ever had two European champions simultaneously before. A night of triumph for Green, and none less so for his manager Andy Smith.